If you had told me 20 years ago I'd be obsessing about bits of soft plastic, I'd have laughed. There's been a lot of secret squirrel work going on, and this is it, our first range of soft plastics that can be fished weedless and weightless. The Savage Gear gravity sticks. Look at those. I'm going to talk you through the 3 different gravity sticks and why we made them and what they do differently to each other, and also a bit about where I'd use them. The gravity stick Pintail is, I suppose, yeah, I'd refer to it as a kind of like a trick stick. It likes to be worked, okay? You can twitch it, you can really dart it through the water, you can pause it and it will drop like this. You can also, I've actually found this out almost by mistake, you can put it on quite a relatively heavy jig head and you can rip him and it's just gorgeous. But predominantly, I'm going to fish this weedless and weightless. I will most likely fish it without a belly weight, but then if it starts to get a bit rougher, I want to push the depth down and get the sink rate, I will use the Weedless hook with a belly weight. But also, with all our lures, with all these gravity sticks, we've put a little hole at the back to put, you can insert a little weight into. We supply these in the kit, and that weight, you see, just drops in there like that. That's an insert weight. Now I really like the Pintail with an insert weight, no belly weight, but an insert weight at the back. And you notice on the Pintail how the body, we've done this very, very deliberately, the body is fatter at the back end and it really helps with casting. The trick with the Pintail is, don't try and blast it, just do that kind of, you know, like 75% power. Just turn the rod over and it gets it going out there really well. And I love it with that, like I said, that insert weight in the back. All the weights also, sorry, all the lures also have a hole to put a rattle in. Some people really like rattles in soft plastics. I love them, and especially in murkier water. The hole for the rattle sits behind where the hook comes through. It's marked on the lure, it's easy. You get the rattle, you pop him in like that, use your thumb. So there you go. Now that lure now is rigged. Let's just put him in properly, get him right in tucked away. See that lure now, that's got an extra 2 grams of weight, not nearly 2 grams of weight in the back end. Helps with the casting, especially into windier weather. I love a rattle, that kind of click, 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 especially when you twitch this lure. But the Pintail also loves a slow, slow straight retrieve. And the arse end just gently kicks like that, just subsurface. And you can fish this through absolutely anything. Our gravity stick Paddletail is, to me, is sublime. You cannot do a range of plastics like this without a Paddletail. Now, it's a similar body shape to the Pintail, narrower at the back, and what I really like about the Paddletail, and it's so different to the Pulsetail, I know it almost sounds similar, but they're so different. The Paddletail, like a Paddletail should, is thumping, okay? That tail in the water thumps and it makes the whole body move. It's kind of like a really nice shallow diving, not a hard lure, but you know what I mean? You can fish it so shallow and slow if needs be. Obviously you can put it on a jig head if you want to, but I like this Paddletail so much because I can fish it either with a straight weedless hook or obviously with a weedless hook and a belly weight. And I'll chop and change between belly weight and no belly weight, predominantly on the conditions. The belly weight in slightly more turbulent water gives you, a degree more stability. It holds the belly of the lure down, it holds it and gives you that stability. But then Look, you know, flat calm, and I love this Paddletail with no extra weight added. And again, you know, we've got the slots for weight inserts and the rattle. I suppose you could call it fishing it naked, you know, without the belly weight. Add a belly weight, and you watch this in the water, the whole point of the Paddletail is, you know, that tail thumping and the whole body moving. You know, when the bass want something really they want something like come and get me, that's your time for the Paddletail. Now, the gravity stick Pulsetail, this is kind of really interesting to me. You know, I came to the Grow Nuts of Savage Gear with these ideas for, you know, obviously a Paddletail and some kind of trick stick. We worked together, and I'll be honest, the Pulsetail was suggested to me, and I kind of thought, okay, you know, I'm listening, obviously, I've got to. But the Pulsetail has become fascinating because it's kind of unique, okay? It's obviously shaped like the others. You know, we've got our weight insert slots, our slot for the rattle, we've got the groove the hook sits in, but I so love the whole point. The more I bass fish, the more I believe a lot of the time less is more. You know, you don't always want a lure thumping away, just a kind of almost a little come and get me. And what I love about this Pulsetail is it casts incredibly. It casts better than the Paddletail because the tail's not folding on the cast. The Paddletail obviously folds on the cast, casts well, but this thing, you catch it right, again, 3/4 power, it's a missile. But I love how the body is almost kind of static in the water on a straight retrieve, and that tail pulses, it thumps. I don't know what it is, I don't know why, bass like that tail pulsing. Nighttime, daytime, calm, rough, belly weight, no belly weight. This lure seriously freaks me out.